And hello to all the viewers of Pusong Pinoy with Malcolm Conlan.
Thank you for always supporting Fourth Impact. And please, you can download our new song, No More.
And all digital platforms.
Yes, and you can follow us on all our social media accounts. Just type Fourth Impact and everything is verified. So,
Thank you. God bless everyone. Keep safe.
Alexa, play Free Times by Kimberly Balacanao.
Free Times by Kimberly Balacanao on Amazon Music.
I miss the good days when we would go outside and play during a summer's day, and we would say we last forever. We would look up to the sky and scream out loud so high, always together. Alexa, stop the music. So that was my new single, Free Times, which is now available on multiple musical platforms. Feel free to go check it out, and thanks for all the support. I would also like to say a massive thank you to all the frontliners and key workers out there in the world who are just out there risking their lives for others. It's really brave of you to do that, and we're all really thankful for it. May all our prayers be with you on your journeys, and make sure to stay strong. I would like to dedicate this piece to all of you out there, and I hope you will enjoy it.
Wow. What can I say? That was incredible from Kimberly. I'm so impressed. And thank you so much, Kimberly, for your shout out to our frontliners and the incredible work they're doing. I know all of us at the show and all of us on social media are very, very grateful. And we have 247 people watching. How crazy is that? This is the first show that we've done independently, i.e., we've finished the agreement with all of our sponsors, but we'd very much like to continue this because, of course, through this show, we're promoting Filipino culture, Filipino talents, and hopefully giving you guys some kind of inspiration during these difficult times of lockdown. And without much further ado, I'd like to go across to Kimberly, who I believe is actually joining us live.
Hi.
Hi, how you doing? Oh my God, you
Very
play
good,
the
thank
piano
you.
so amazingly. Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. So I know you're going to sing something for us live now, which we're really looking forward to open up our show today.
Yep. Hope you enjoy it. You're broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out and move mountains. We gon' walk it out and move mountains. Don't rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, high like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the hate. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. And that was a short snippet of Rise Up. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Kimberly. That was absolutely amazing. I know we're going to join you at the end of the show again. So until then, thank you so much. Thanks to everyone watching. And now we're going to be going on to our special guest for today. So let me just give you a little bit of a background on our incredible guest, which I'm so excited that she's going to be joining us today. Lisa Macuja-Elizalde is the most celebrated prima ballerina of the Philippines and the first foreign artist accepted into the prestigious Kirov Ballet in Russia. Multi-awarded in the field of dance, cultural radio education, and artist welfare. She is also known as the Ballerina of the People for her advocacy and commitment to bringing talent and world-class entertainment productions more accessible to a wider audience. She is also a teacher, choreographer, artistic director, and CEO of Ballet Manila, the Philippines' youngest and most sought classical dance company. Lisa spearheads Project Futures PBF, an internationally recognized community scholarship program that trains public school students in classical ballet and in the performing arts. Lisa also continues to inspire, train, and support young dancers as an award-winning coach and as the director of the Lisa Macuja School of Ballet, which currently offers dance and fitness classes online. Wow, I'm so excited today. It's really such an honor for me to have Lisa on the show. So Lisa, it's over to you.
Good morning, everybody, and good evening to those watching from the Philippines.
Hi, Lisa. Wow, it was nice to see Kimberly join the show as well. And with her piano playing, I'm a big fan of Philippine culture, and I know you are too.
Yes, of course.
So, let's start, if that's okay, by knowing a little bit about you and about your background and how you got into ballet, because I know it's so important that we emphasize or highlight Philippine culture in the Philippines. So let me know about your journey into ballet.
Well, I started ballet because my mom danced when she was younger. And I'm her first daughter, second child, but first daughter. And so when she had me, she decided that she would introduce me to ballet. I started when I was almost 9 years old already, which is quite late. I was in the second grade in St. Teresa's College, Quezon City, and the ballet school that I attended was in the school itself. So that was my life for the first, few years of my training. I would run from school to ballet and back. Weekends were spent in ballet class and rehearsals and performances. I just really enjoyed it very much. And then when I was 14, I decided that I would try and make it my career, inspired by Japanese prima ballerina Yoko Morishita and Philippine prima ballerina Mania Barredo. So when as a child, I just wanted to dance, and yes, it's so that I pursued my dream. I got a scholarship to the Russian Ballet Academy, and it was nonstop after that.
Wow, we're looking at some incredible footage here from the Nutcracker and your journey in Russia as well. Obviously, when you left the Philippines for the first time and you ended up in the freezing cold Russia, how did you kind of cope with that? It must have been incredible.
Yes, I think the weather was not really my major concern when I first left home for St. Petersburg, for Leningrad at that time. It was really the fact that I could not speak Russian. I could not understand what was happening, around me. And the ballet training that I was getting in the Russian Ballet Academy was very, very different from what I was used to back home. So it was sort of like not just weather shock, but culture shock, language shock, all sorts of shock to the system.
Of course, and I know ballet is so intensive as well, and I have no doubt that in Russia, obviously there's so much discipline, which is wonderful, but I guess it probably takes its toll on you as well. So what would you say to those young ballet dancers who are getting into this? Maybe what's the right age to start out in ballet? And really, I know it is very strenuous. Can you tell me a little bit about that as well, please?
Well, when you're a ballerina or a ballet dancer, you are really like a performing athlete, because what we do is it's very athletic, it's very abnormal. It takes years and years of daily training in order to achieve the kind of skill and effortlessness of the performance. It is also something that you need to get into when you're very young, because it is a very short career. If you are not professional by the time you are maybe 18 or 19 years old, it's already going to be tough, because I guess the younger you become a professional, the more years you have dancing in a company. It is also something that is it makes you act and dance, at the same time. You can transform into, say, a swan, or you transform into, say, Juliet in Romeo and Juliet, or Giselle and Giselle. And what I like about being a ballerina and dancing, especially the full-length ballets, is you can tell a story without really having to say a single word. And the ballet really was something that I learned in Russia, and now I've been retired for more than 2-3 years now from the stage completely. And I now am passing on the art, because really ballet, it's an art form that is passed down from generation to generation, to the next generation of dancers.
I know you've done some fantastic work as well with young people. As you probably know, I'm also involved in the Purple Community Fund. I'm a big advocate for what they're doing. I was able to visit their school in Manila a few years back, and I know you've also met Jane and you're friends with Jane. And I also
Yes.
understand that you've actually worked with some of those students as well. And there was a particular student that you really modeled, if you like. Can you tell me a little bit about your work with them?
Yes, when I started Project Ballet Futures, it was really with PCF as my first partner. And we went to the school in Tondo. We conducted auditions, and we got, I think, a group of around 10 boys and 10 girls in the group, giving them free ballet lessons, meals, vitamins, milk, so they get their energy and nutrition. Jane was so generous to give them a van that would ferry these students to and from the ballet studios in Ballet Manila. And out of that scholarship, that first scholarship program, we had a really beautiful success story in then at that time 10-year-old Jessa Balote and I think 12-year-old Jamil Montebon. They both now are artists in my ballet company, Ballet Manila, and they are both dancing professionally from that initial group of 10 girls and 10 boys. So Project Ballet Futures really is a program that aims to give a chance for these marginalized boys and girls who have some talent in and potential in becoming a professional ballet dancer, to get their training early enough and to get their nutrition and the kind of nurturing that every ballet dancer needs in order to become professional in the future.
That's really incredible. It's such a lovely story. I think this is so important as well in the Philippines, that basically young people have something to look forward to, some kind of vision, if you like. And I think it's wonderful what you're doing. When I heard that story, I've really been telling it to so many different people on so many different occasions, because I think, that's the future of the Philippines. I think we really do need to look more at emphasizing arts and culture, because the Philippines has so much to offer, and I'm sure you would agree.
Oh, definitely. When I started off as a ballerina, I was very inspired by Japanese prima ballerina Yoko Morishita, because I saw that she was tiny, she was very Asian, and yet she was dancing the role of the Swan Queen, the role of Odette Odile, so beautifully. And so I thought at that time, well, if Yoko can do it, then maybe I had a shot at becoming a classical ballerina too. And this was all way before the art became more open to Asian dancers. And I'm just really happy that I consider myself sort of a pioneer there as well.
Yeah, most definitely. And of course, you have an amazing reputation in the industry. I'm such an honor to speak to you today. I've never actually watched ballet live, other than when I was able to do the medical cover at the White Lodge for the Royal School of Ballet. And I saw some of these young kids kind of dancing for the day. And that was absolutely incredible. The amount of discipline, I'm sure you would agree, the amount of discipline and hard work that goes into it. But how many of those kids do you actually think gets to the world stage? Am I right in thinking that there's only so many people who can really dance in Swan Lake, or is it open to everybody?
Well, you have to be, of course, talented, and there's a bit of a physical gifts that one has in order to become a ballerina, a professional ballerina or a dancer. So that plus a lot of hard work and the really good training that you can get from a very good teacher and school.
And am I right in thinking it can also take an incredible toll on your body as well? I know when I did a previous job, we were bringing a lot of maybe ballet dancers for kind of treatment, if you like, as well, for injections. I know that I'm not trying to put people off, but I know you've got to keep your body in shape, I guess, because I guess eventually if maybe somebody's body is not quite in shape, there could be medical issues later on down the line because, of course, the movements that you make. Am I right in thinking that?
Yes, of course. The ballet training needs, turnout. It needs a lot of physical strength. It needs a lot of, it works a lot on muscle memory. So if you stop dancing for maybe a day, you start to notice it. You stop dancing for 2 days, your partner notices it. And you stop dancing for 3 days, the public will notice it. That's actually a very famous quote from Margot Fontaine.
Wow. Well, that's actually really interesting to hear because I know lockdown has had such a horrible impact on so many people, including in the arts. I know that the work you do at Ballet Manila and everything else. How has lockdown affected you? Can you give me a bit of an insight?
Well, lockdown, of course, has basically stopped all live performances. So Ballet Manila was at the brink of celebrating our 25th anniversary. And of course, we had to change all of those plans. Lockdown also has affected our ability to give our summer intensives and our school, like to run our school the normal way a ballet school is run. I've had to let go of many dancers. I could not sign them up for a full performance season. I've been able to keep a core group of 14 of my best dancers from the company, and we are all now teaching online in order to cope with lockdown. But I think the challenges of Ballet Manila really began when we lost our theaters. We lost our homes in a fire that burned down our theaters. It was I think in October of 2019. And so when we lost our home, our 24th season had to go to different venues. It was very challenging. And then lockdown happened and we weren't even able to begin our 25th season. But we are hoping that the situation will change. It has affected not only Ballet Manila, but I guess all the performing artists all over the world. And we are all definitely hoping that the situation will change very soon.
I know it's really, really awful. And of course, the fire at Star City at your complex really, really made me so upset. You know, as you know, very kindly, you guys allowed the definitely Filipino scholars to be able to visit Star City. I think it was about 2 or 3 years ago now. And
Yeah.
kind of what people don't realize is you have so many people working there as well. Obviously, be they working on rides or we're working in customer services or the queue line as well. And of course, that's also another very hard thing to cope with and to accept. Of course, I'd like to thank you personally for allowing the DF scholars to be able to visit Star City, but I know that's also had an enormous impact on you and your family as well. Can you tell us a little bit about the plans for Star City and the future?
Well, we are planning to rebuild, of course, and we are planning to rebuild Aliu Theater, not Star Theater anymore, because that was basically razed to the ground. And we are planning to rebuild Aliu Theater. Aliu Theater is our 2,000 seater. It's going to be smaller. It's not going to be as like it used to seat 2,500, and I think now it's going to be able to seat only 1,200. We're planning to make it a harder working theater, with rehearsal studios and exhibition halls and other things. Again, all of these are plans for the future, but at the moment, because of lockdown, because of quarantine, we really cannot say for certain when Aliw Theater is going to reopen, and when Star City is going to reopen as well as an amusement park.
Yeah, I do understand that, but it's amazing you've got all these fantastic plans as well. I think culture and arts is so important. Me personally, you might know, but I'm a massive fan of Miss Saigon. I've seen Miss Saigon over 50 times around the world. And of course, when I was 18 or 19, I first watched the show, and that inspired me to go across to the Philippines. I met Monique Wilson and the new voice company that she'd set up, bringing musical theatre to the Philippines. I'm sure you'd agree that Miss Saigon has done so much for many, including, of course, your own sister, Gia.
Yes, my sister Gia was in Miss Saigon and The Lion King in the West End.
Exactly, and she actually played the part of Ellen as well, and I think it's all wonderful as well, as you were saying about maybe Asian actors, Asian artists to go onto the world stage and the West End stage, and I know you've done that with ballet as well. How many Filipino ballet dancers do you think there are in terms of really kind of well known?
Well, of course, we had Mania Barredo. She was very, very important. She was a principal dancer in Atlanta Ballet. Ana Villadolid was a dancer in Munich. Stella Abrera was a principal dancer with American Ballet Theater. And so many others. Manuel Molina was a principal dancer with Ballet Caracas de Venezuela. I could go on and on. Wow. Really. Currently in the Royal Ballet, I believe half Filipino, Benjamin Eya is a soloist with the Royal Ballet.
Yes. Yes. Well, thank you so much. It's incredible to talk to you. It really, really is. I just wanted to ask you if you can give any inspirational words to others who are maybe thinking about taking up ballet and their sort of, if you like, that kind of journey. What could you say maybe to parents who are thinking about getting their young ones to go into ballet?
Well, I think that first of all, ballet is something that you need to get in when you're young. So the earlier a child shows interest to go into dance class or into ballet class, I think that would be really the best time to encourage. The age of maybe 6, 7, 8 years old is the perfect age to start ballet training, ballet dancing. I always say 3 things really to parents that want their children to become ballerinas in the future or dancers in the future is, I think you need to decide and commit as early in your life, to dance class and to really invest and commit into enrolling and working very hard in ballet class. You need to look for the best teacher or the best school or the best mentor that's going to teach you how to dance. And the third really is, once you're in the best environment, whether it's in the best company or the best school or you have the best teacher on board, then you really have to work very hard. And the meaning of sacrifice really has such a large scope in your life. You need to sacrifice sometimes your time with your family, weekends, time with your friends, even the sacrifice of having to not socialize too much, or maybe eat the right kinds of food, because you have to nurture your body and make your body strong and ready for the kind of work that ballet dancing requires of you. Ballet is a very demanding mistress. And I think, like any other art form, if you don't commit to it entirely, you're not going to get good at it.
Is there any kind of government funding as well? I know you've done some work with the PCF school before, but is it something that all people can get into, or does it require that financial commitment as well?
There are scholarships, of course, being given. In fact, one of my students in Project Ballet Futures, 12-year-old Angelo de Leones, has been given a scholarship to the Royal Ballet School.
Wow.
Yes, and so, there are scholarships available, but I think the training really has to happen when they're very young. And that can only be done by kids who have supportive parents.
Exactly. And in terms of how do people reach you? I know your school is doing some online training. How does that work, and what do people need to be able to do to sign up?
Yes, we actually just started phase 4 of the Lisa Macuja School of Ballet online. And you can find us on Facebook. That's Lisa Macuja School of Ballet. There's also Ballet Manila's Facebook page and Instagram. We're also on Instagram at Lisa Macuja School. And you can also send us an email, school@balletmanila.com.ph. We are giving classes not just to young girls and boys, but to older people as well. We have adult ballet. We have, in fact, ballet for the new young, for ballet for 40 years old and up, which I teach as well.
Wow.
We're really just building a community online but of course, we just really hope that very soon we'll be able to open our classes in the studios on site and go on stage as soon as possible as well.
That's incredible. It's been really awesome talking to you. I've really wanted to be able to interview you and speak to you for a long time. Have you got any kind of closing words to maybe inspire people or to greet anybody? Go ahead.
Well, I'd like to greet my sister Gia. I think she's watching there in London. And of course, my family. My daughter Missy is in Los Angeles at the moment. My son is in Saratoga Springs at the moment, starting his sophomore year in university. And my husband Fred, who's here right now.
Greetings to Fred. It's really good to see him as well.
My parents, of course, Susan and Cesar Macuja. My teacher, who's probably watching from Russia, Tatiana Udalenkova. I'd really like to greet all of them who've been, part of the journey, part of the journey that at the moment we are on a bit of a pause, but at the same time, we are still working and continuing to give our very best to be able to, again, nurture the next generations of dancers. I'd really like to say one thing is once this is all over and, we can go back to watch live performances, please take a little time and effort to go to a live performance, whether it be ballet or the opera or musical theater or a concert. Just let's try and support our live performers, because it is a time when we really do need your support.
That's so important as well. I know our government was saying that people should possibly, and I won't go into politics, but our own government here in the UK was saying maybe people could reskill or maybe they could retrain or whatever. But of course, my fear or my worry is that we could possibly even lose live arts. We could even lose what we've been doing through this pandemic, and it's really a worry. What could you say to those who are not able to dance? Should they be practicing? Could they do some kind of concert online? Can you offer any advice?
Well, ballet has always needed space. It's always needed a good floor. So there is really only so much we can teach our students who are trying to dance in their living room, or while holding on to a chair, or the kitchen sink. So I would think that we just really need to maybe keep in shape, keep the spirit alive inside us, keep the love for dance alive. Keep in shape. That's very important, to keep doing our bar exercises and whatever we can do in the center to continue to keep in shape. Just like singers need to always sing, dancers need to be able to always dance. And I think we should try to do that as much as we can. But it is also okay not to be okay. And it's also okay to take a break. And I think also at the same time, we should try to explore other ways. Like, we've already made 2 dance films in Ballet Manila. We have a YouTube channel where we are airing our past performances. In fact, you can watch my full Cinderella on our YouTube channel. You can also watch some of my Swan Song series, my past performances. But I don't think the YouTube and a 2-dimensional screen is the proper venue for the arts, the performing arts. I think the live theater, where we're able to exchange that kind of energy, is important for us. So we need to go on stage as soon as we can. But in the meantime, there's YouTube, there's Facebook, there's Instagram Live, there's all sorts of other platforms that we can always explore our creativity and use to be able to keep in shape, to network, and to continue to grow as artists and as students of dance and as persons.
That's amazing. I'm so grateful to you. Maraming salamat. Let's just read some of these comments. Joshua Buendia, Gomez Lisa Makua for ballet. Fantastic. We probably have some more. Hi, Sir Malcolm and everybody. Mabuhay Pinoy, Pride Philippines from Belfast. Mia is an upcoming singer and songwriter as well. Ramel Lisa is another pride of the Filipino community. She's amazing. I completely agree. Pachi Arroyo, Philippine pride and cultural treasure, no less than our Prima Ballerina, Miss Lisa Macuja-Elizalde. And there's more. Do you want to go ahead?
Thank you. I see some of my students have tuned in.
Wow.
I'm really grateful for
Anika,
that.
loved watching this and hearing your insights. Teacher Lisa, fantastic. That's awesome. I know you've got so much love and so much support out there, and it's really been an absolute honor to have you on my show. And I'm so grateful to you again for your gift to us when we came to go to Star City. And of course, I even went to your house in Boracay. That was pretty cool.
Yes.
I guess you
I
missed
was
that.
also teaching from that house in Boracay for a while. We spent 7 weeks there, also on lockdown, but 7 weeks was fantastic. Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, I love the fact it's all kind of wood, if you like. It's kind of like a cultural house. And I think that's so important, isn't it, really? That we almost need to go back to kind of the classics, if you like. And I think that's just truly wonderful.
Well, there's nothing really like training in the classics. Classical ballet is the foundation for all other forms of dance. So it's always good to have a little bit of ballet training if you want to go into any other form.
Because I know there's other I know there's other kind of form of dancing as well. And I know that people can kind of mix them. There's the hip hop, there's the street dance. I know they're kind of almost interrelated in a way, aren't they?
Yes, of course. Again, the foundation is always classical ballet.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much. Maraming salama. I'd like to greet all of your family and everybody watching. This has really been an absolute honor for me, and I'm so pleased to have spoken to you personally and met you personally online. Maraming salamat po, and greetings to you all.
Thank you for having me, Malcolm. And I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday over there.
Thanks so much. Thanks for taking the time out. Thank you so much. Well, guys, that was absolutely incredible. It is such an honor for me to be able to interview Lisa and to be able to celebrate Filipino culture. And before we end today, I believe we're going back to Kimberly, which is absolutely awesome. I believe she's going to sing for us once again. Wow. What did you think of that? What a lovely show, right?
Yes, it was actually really interesting. Yeah.
Thank you so much again. Thank you for joining us. I'd like to
problem.
greet all of your people who'd been watching as well and all of your fans. Have you got any messages or words for your fans as well?
I may have said this before about a million times, but thank you, thank you everyone so much for all the support you've been giving, and thank you for all the love and just everything. I really can't thank you all enough. Thank you so much.
Wow, no, that's really incredible. I'm really grateful to you, and I know this is you do take a lot of time out to kind of join us, and you know that's really nice. I'd like to thank you, your supportive parents as well. You know, your dad, and I know you're doing so much online. I've just been missing out on some of the comments. That's completely my fault. But again, we had over 618 people watching. How incredible is that? I'm so grateful, and I believe you're going to sing for us again.
Yes, I'm gonna be singing another song. I hope you all enjoy it. It's called Fight Song. Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion. Like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. And all those things I didn't say, wrecking balls inside my brain. I will scream out loud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Started right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me. Losing friends and I'm chasing sleep. Everybody's worried about me. In too deep. They say I'm in too deep. And it's been 2 years, I miss my home. There's a fire burning in my bones. I still believe, yeah, I still believe. And all of those things I didn't say, wrecking balls inside my brain. I will scream out loud tonight. Can you hear my voice this time? This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I've still got a lot of fight left in me. A lot of fire left in me. Like a small boat on the ocean, sending big waves into motion. Like how a single word can make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Prove I'm alright song. My power's turned on. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll play my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes, 'cause I've still got a lot of fight left left in me.
Wow, thank you so much.
Thank
Do you have any final words for all of everybody watching you? You know, we have over 600 people watching. I'm so grateful to you guys.
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching the show, and I hope you enjoyed everything that you've seen and heard today. And thank you all so much for the support. We really appreciate it.
Thanks so much again. Thank you. Well, thanks, Kimberly. Thanks to your family. And of course, thank you to Lisa as well and her family. I'd like to send them a special shout out. I really am most grateful for your time and participation in this. And I'd like to say thank you as well to all of the people watching us here on social media, on Facebook and YouTube. Before we go, we have some comments from Lakai Agaradukan Domingo Lunes. Well done, Kim.
Thank you so much.
And Jerry T, very talented. Kimberly Balacanao. And Balacanao William. Wow, amazing, Kim.
Thank you so much.
And John Ryan Dominguez Karugan. What a nice performance, Kimmy. I completely agree. So yeah, thanks so much. Thanks for joining us here at Pusong Pinoy. I know we're going to be doing some more very special episodes in the future, and I hope you could also join us and be a part of that.
Of course, yes. I'm really excited, actually.
Thanks very much, Kim. Bye.
Thank you.
Guys, thank you so much. Again, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's been an absolute honor. You know, this is what I absolutely love. You know, for me, it's all about expressing my love for the Philippines, for Filipino culture, Filipino dance. You know, the Filipino people are incredibly talented and resilient and hardworking. As we heard on our show today from Lisa, you know, there is so much determination. I know parents put so much into developing their children in terms of talent, in terms of hard work, and it's the resilience of the Filipino people that can achieve so much. I'd like to send my greetings to everybody. What an incredible show. Thanks so much to Robbie, to my technical team, and we hope to be back with you soon. Maraming salamat po. Mabuhay Pilipinas.
Hi, my name's Jane Walker. I'm the founder and the CEO of the Purple Community Fund. We work with some of the poorest children and families in the Philippines. We run an integrated service plan from education, health, nutrition, social intervention, livelihood workshops, right the way through to business startups. And our goal is really to see as many Filipino families as we possibly can help to have a better and more sustainable and safe life. I have this great pleasure of welcoming you to Pusong Pinoy with Malcolm Conlan. And I've known Malcolm for a very long time, and he has been a massive supporter of the Purple Community Fund. In fact, Malcolm's been a massive supporter of pretty much everything Filipino. His drive, his passion and his energy is just absolutely admirable. He is a voice for the Filipino community in Britain. He supports all up-and-coming bands and charities that are doing work in the Philippines, and I know you are going to really enjoy this show.